Hello guys, Nika here with your daily neuro nugget. I wanted to talk about this video that Lana from Truth and Transparency shared recently, and it's extremely concerning. We've already had feelings, gut feelings, internal thoughts about corruption in this case, and this just makes me wonder if there is more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about regarding the feds trying to potentially screw Dylan over. So if you know who Lana is from Truth and Transparency, this is just going to be me summarizing her video that I just watched. It's very lengthy. I didn't watch all of it, but you need to go watch everything because she is playing a YouTube video in her channel by a YouTuber under the name of Predator Prey. Now, what's very interesting about that, guys, is that this channel was created allegedly on December 30th, right before Bryan Kohberger basically gets arrested. So if you're in here now, please bear with me. There's a lot of information in this very short video. I do have to go to job number 2, so I'm going to try to condense everything. If you guys have any questions, you can always let me know in the chat or in the comments, guys. Welcome, everybody. So some of us have already theorized, was it possible that Dylan was targeted by the feds? And after listening to this video by Predator Prey that was played on Lana's channel, Truth and Transparency, go watch her. Y'all go support her. She's amazing, by the way. She's my hero, right? The timing that this channel was created is extremely concerning to me personally, and it should be to all of us, right? This channel goes live on December 30th, right before Bryan Kohberger gets arrested. And then they upload the one video that is up there that we've all seen on January 13th, 2023. Now, first of all, the voice that you guys can hear in that video, I don't know, but it sounds like they're using a voice changer maybe. Some people have said that it sounds like Demetrius, that the voice sounds like African-American, but honestly, to me, it sounds like a Caucasian male that's about 300 pounds. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Let me know if you guys have watched that video. Who do you think is speaking, right? And this entire video that is released under this channel, under the name of Predator Prey, is basically talking about Dylan the whole time. They are releasing supposedly factual information about Dylan, and this man is claiming to be a boyfriend of a friend, a female friend of Dylan's inner circle, right? And what is more concerning is that, again, most of us have believed that, this case stinks. It has been odd from the beginning. And this video, if it's factual, if it's not something that was made to distract us, right? I'm going to tell you guys a little something. I don't think Lana mentioned this, not directly, maybe between the lines, and maybe she said it and I missed it. But I'm just wondering, because I do not trust the feds. I don't trust law enforcement in general, as far as Moscow being involved in this investigation. I don't trust ISP or the sheriffs either, because again, this case is really fucking weird. So this man in this video is saying the feds put words in her mouth, and that's why the PCA makes no sense. And I'm like, okay, let's listen to what he has to say. He also goes on to say, if you guys watch the video, listen to everything he's saying. He says she was the only one alive. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but Lana, I don't know, maybe, did you catch that? Why did he say that she was the only one alive? I'm like, one alive? Excuse me, but what about Bethany? And is that why she has been said to have exculpatory evidence? Now, in the early days, all we heard about was Bethany, guys. And I know it's been close to 2.5 years, so I'm refreshing everybody's mind here, right? So early days, it was Bethany. Bethany was supposedly threatened. She was supposed to maybe get arrested if she didn't want to come back. She has this exculpatory evidence. And then crickets. Just like that, crickets, right? We have not heard or seen anything else from Bethany, and now all we have heard about is Dylan. But what was very concerning from this video, guys, you have to pay attention, right, to the time frame, right, of this channel, December 30th to January 13th, 2023. And because of my lack of trust of law enforcement in this particular case, it makes me wonder, who the hell is saying this? Is it actually some man pretending to know Dylan from an inner circle? Or is this a video that was put out there by law enforcement or by the feds? Or is it clickbait? Because let me tell you, the feds will sometimes do that too. And the fact that this channel only posted one video from what we can see, it just makes me wonder. I don't think this is Demetrius. I agree with Lana. I don't think this is drunk turkey either. But the pattern of speech sounds very familiar. Those pauses, I can't put my finger on it. I don't think it's Joe Vito either. I've heard Joe. I think there's a lot of finger pointing going around, as you're always going to have finger pointing when it comes to people coming forward and making things, making videos, posting videos in an anonymous fashion, right? Now, the even more concerning part of this man pretending, or maybe he does know Dylan, maybe he really is close to Dylan's inner circle, is that this video was put up right after Bryan Kohberger was arrested. And at that time, nobody really knew the name of Bryan Kohberger. Maybe Enton knew the name by that date, but I don't think anybody else really knew. And this man is saying that Dylan was shown pictures, and I'm like, uh-oh, okay. So what this video is basically doing is, whoever made this video is either a fed trying to distract us, or it's a person who actually really knows Dylan and is trying to throw the feds under the bus, and saying that the feds were actually trying to throw Dylan Mortensen under the bus, right? So in this video, pay close attention. We hear that just a few days later, post-crime, that they allegedly showed Dylan Mortensen a picture of BK. What a setup, if that is the case. What a setup. Now, the person in this video claiming to know Dylan also says that he is not going to say allegedly, because he says he doesn't have to, because this is factual information received directly from the source. So take that with a grain of salt. Let me know what you guys think of that, right? And he also goes on to say that this girl, Dylan, did not get a good look at Bryan, and that is why Dylan got an attorney, because of how the feds were talking to her, right? That the feds didn't understand how she was the only one alive. And I am all for getting an attorney, right? I always tell people, look, it doesn't matter if you're trying to help the police. It doesn't matter. Always lawyer up. It doesn't matter if regular average citizens are going to think that you look guilty because of it. Always lawyer up, because the police have a way with words. They have a way, they know how to use words to their advantage, manipulate the situation, and end up incarcerating people who are not involved all the time. So I'm not blaming Dylan for lawyering up, right? And this person is saying the same thing. That's why she lawyered up, allegedly, because the feds were concerned. Like, how are you the only one alive, ma'am? And again, when this man reiterates that in the video, my mind goes to, okay, but Bethany was also alive. So it just sounds like Bethany was not there, was not at 1122 King Road. Allegedly, both of them had been texting. And now it just seems that, okay, maybe they were texting because Bethany was not home, right? Because there's no reason that this channel would say such a thing, that Dylan was the only one alive, unless Bethany was not at the home, right? And let's talk a little bit about Dylan Mortensen allegedly being shown pictures, right? Because this man says she was shown pictures and she did not identify anybody whatsoever. So this person also said something that is still somewhat concerning for me personally. He said that Dylan was not traumatized, that in fact she was doing good and that she was joking around with them. And I'm like, okay, that's still concerning, right? Maybe Dylan, if she was knocked out from drinking, maybe she wouldn't be as traumatized, but personally, I would still find being in a home where 4 of your roommates, supposedly close friends, were unalive, that would still be traumatic, right? So why is this person saying that Dylan was joking around? That behavior alone is very strange, right? And as far as Dylan being shown pictures, let's just remind everybody out there, it's normal, right, for survivors to be shown pictures, but these photos actually have to be shown in a lineup. They have to be shown a photo array so that it's considered a valid identification, right? It's actually against the law, guys, to show a surviving witness a single photo, right? They can't do that. The police can't just go up to Dylan and be like, "Here you go. This is Brian. What do you think? This one picture. Do you think he was the perp?" Okay, that's illegal. You know why? Because that is actually considered prejudicial, right? That would not be allowed at trial because now you're planting information in people's brains, right? That could be biased. It's prejudicial. It's biased. And this entire time, the last year and a half, really, most of our focus has been on Dylan Mortensen, right? A lot of people are saying that Dylan has tons of secrets, but personally, I think that Bethany has the key, and that's why she's remaining very, very quiet. And that's probably why in the early days, the conversation revolved around Bethany. It revolved around her having exculpatory evidence. And now one must wonder if my very early day theories were true. And I had covered, maybe, just maybe, Bethany was not in the home. And after listening to this video, and I remember actually listening to this video back in the day, and I'm so thankful that Lana from Truth and Transparency is showing the world that video, because it's refreshed my memory and it makes me wonder, is there any truth to that? I personally think it's a little bit strange that this video only there's only one video to this channel. The channel name, for those of you guys who want to look it up, is called Predator Prey, but I just think that you should just go watch Lana's video because she does an amazing breakdown. I'm just doing a little condensed version here for those of all of you who may not have time to watch her full video. Very strange. So if you guys go watch that video on Predator Prey, let me think, does that voice sound familiar to you? Because some people, again, have speculated that this could have also just been not somebody that actually knows Dylan, that this could have actually been put out there by maybe an informant, maybe Officer Payne, maybe some other detective, maybe a Fed, maybe the feds, maybe somebody from the police department. And we could probably all agree that the police department had been leaking bits of information about the investigation in the early days, pre-gag order. There was a lot being said to news channels, which is why there were so many channels out there such as Brian Enton, who had a lot of information, including the name of Brian Koberger in the early days. So it could be a cop, right? Just wanted to put that out there. I want you guys to share with me, if you have watched this video, who do you think the voice belongs to? And again, for those of you who are just joining me, guys, I don't think that this voice is actually of Demetrius. I don't think this voice sounds like a person who is African American. I don't think this is Joe Vito either. To me, it sounds like a Caucasian male, and something about his speech pattern sounds oddly familiar. It's like I've heard it before, but I can't pinpoint it. So, I don't know. Does it sound like pain? Does it sound like pain? Let's check out the chat here. Who's in the chat, guys? Sorry, I don't have too much time. By the way, if you guys are in Chicago, please stay safe because it's crazy out there. Right? We have a snowstorm right now and it's crazy. So drive safe because everyone's driving like they just learned. Hi, Hopper, Zyra, and Kim. Welcome, guys. Big Plans Little City. Welcome. Was it her most recent video? Honestly, I think so. I just watched it. It popped up on my feed, so. Joe Martin, hello everyone. Greetings from Breezy Point, Minnesota. Is it cold out there? Hi, Dawn. Welcome, guys. Hit the like button, says Tax Max Fax. Thank you. Mel still says, I just listened to it briefly. Definitely sounds like a voiceover or a voice changer. Yeah, it sounds a little bit strange. I have covered the other two blood DNA of the two other males in the house, hot pie gravy. Sure have. Please go watch that video. I think it was maybe a few days ago. Zyra says bait. Do you think that it's bait? It could be. And honestly, whoever put this video, it sounds like they were out there trying to help Dylan, right? Like, is my phone good now? I don't know. Is my phone good now? Is my phone good now? Sorry, my dad was calling me. It's just strange. It's all strange. I'm gonna go now, guys. I have to get going to work. Let me know if you heard this voice. This person who put this video up and printed or prayed to me sounds like they were trying to help Dylan, like they're friends of Dylan, and they're like, oh, you know, she was good, you know, she was doing that because the feds were trying to throw her under the bus. But at the same time, the same person is actually, in a way, in my opinion, throwing Dylan under the bus, because who's gonna say, well, she was not traumatized, she was doing good, she was joking around with us. That doesn't make Dylan look good, in my opinion, right? Because again, if you were still in that home, even if you were unaware of what was taking place at the time, one would still assume that it would still be traumatic, right? If you were close to the victims, as people have said Dylan was. So very, very strange. Joey says the frats involved. Most of us have probably thought about that. Most of us have probably assumed since the beginning, even before we knew that there were several sources of DNA, that this is a crime that was probably committed by more than 2 to 3 people. So Dylan's a shuckster. Sounds like a Joe video. I will see you guys in the comments. Thank you guys for joining me. If you are in here, give it a like. Some of you have told me you are not getting notifications. Make sure you are getting notifications to boost the algorithm, help the family, help the children, help the scientist. And that way we can spread the truth, right? Give it a like. Let me know who did this video. And Dylan, according to this person, was not traumatized. That alone, if it's true, says a lot about Dylan, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, right? So, bye guys. Thank you for joining me in the chat. See you guys soon. That's it. Yeah. Bye guys.